Good day, everyone. We're coming on the air with breaking news about former New York City mayor and presidential advisor Rudy Giuliani. Just moments ago, a jury in Washington, D.C. said the former Trump advisor must pay $148 million total in damages stemming from the defamation case brought by two former Georgia election workers. Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, a mother and daughter, say Giuliani damaged their reputations, mental health, and threatened their safety when he spread lies about them in a bid to overturn the 2020 presidential election results. Giuliani has admitted in the past that he did make defamatory statements about the women, but argued the comments did not cause them the distress they claim. NBC senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett joins me. Laura, break all this down for us.
Yeah, Lester, Giuliani facing that massive jury verdict just coming in moments ago. As you announced, the top line number there, $148 million there he is being ordered to pay, having already been found liable on the core claims of defamation and emotional distress for these two election workers who were doing their civic duty that day back in 2020, counting absentee ballots. Giuliani had wrongfully, falsely accused them of engaging in voter fraud, having gone on a conservative network and made a number of statements which these women testified to changed the course of their lives. After he made those statements, he essentially unleashed a torrent of violent and racist rhetoric against them. And today he's being ordered to pay, again, top line number, $148 million. They broke it down, Lester, against a number of different claims here for defamation, emotional distress. We'll run through all of the different numbers there. But, Lester, I should point out punitive damages in particular here, $75 million. Punitive damages, of course, awarded to send a message, Lester.
All right, Laura, I'll ask you to stand by. Let me bring in NBC legal analyst Danny Savalas. Danny, how do juries go about deciding what the number is?
There is no precise mathematical formula, and that kind of language is literally in the jury instructions for damages for emotional distress, for defamation, and punitive damages. That's why this is a case where the damages could have gone anywhere. They could have been a couple $100,000. They could have been $200 million, because it is really difficult to prove a dollar amount of harm when it comes to damage to reputation. Similarly, punitive damages, there is no formula for applying punitive damages, although courts in the D.C. Circuit have suggested that a single-digit multiplier, double, triple, quadruple, that would probably be upheld on appeal. Once you get into 20 times compensatory damages, then you might get overturned. But this is within that range. So while this was a completely unpredictable number, it's likely that these numbers, as huge as they are, will survive appeal if the defense tries to appeal them.
And you talk about appeal. The fact is the defense in this case really didn't put on much of a defense other than saying that's too much money or they don't deserve it.
In a sense, they couldn't put on a defense, especially as to liability. That's because liability was already determined. In fact, punitive damages were already determined, not the dollar amount, but the need to impose them, because there was already a finding that Rudy Giuliani acted with the requisite intent to merit punitive damages. In other words, damages intended to punish because of his reckless and worse conduct against the plaintiffs. So this is exactly the situation where there wasn't much defense to put on in the first place, because issues of liability and a lot of issues related to damages were already determined, and determined because of Giuliani's own failure to participate in the discovery process. So that was on the Giuliani defense team for failing to produce discovery, and the punishment here was that this trial was only ever about damages, and the plaintiffs just had to prove to the jury what a reasonable amount was for the harm to their reputation and their emotional distress.
All right, Danny Savalas. Danny, thanks very much. That concludes this NBC News special report. More coverage ahead on our streaming channel, NBC News Now, and online at NBCnews.com. And, of course, I'll be back with you shortly for NBC Nightly News. For now in New York, I'm Lester Holt. Thank you for watching, and good day. Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.